Alright, so yeah, it's not an overall, let's say, new design. We have seen this before too. Slider joysticks. The ABXY button don't feel very nice, and that has to do because of the form factor. You can just see it over here. They have absolutely a great feel. I really hate these slider joysticks. Select, start, escape for the menu. Having the X80 logo at front. Volume control, the D-pad that is just 4 separate buttons, and the slider joystick. And on top we're finding all kinds of connections. We do have like very nice micro switch, let's say, shoulder buttons. They feel quite nice. We do need to put in a lot of pressure. Over here having the on and off switch, the loading or the charging, 5 volt 2 amps is minimum needed for charging, and AV out is not implemented because only having headphone jacks out. The microphone is in here, and having the reset button that you need a paper clip for. You have the option for an external SD card, micro SD card at least for 128GB max, and a mini HDMI. At the bottom there's nothing, and the same goes for the side. At the back we're finding 2 speakers, and we're having this very cool logo portable media player, and they finally removed the shitty crappy camera. It's a miracle. The menu, that is something we have seen before. So in here we're finding the quick, let's say, thumbnails. You cannot really change them out. There is nothing you can do if they get corrupted. It's absolutely the same craziness that we have seen many times before. So the settings, the display settings, backlight brightness can be adjusted, and whoa, this thing is quite bright. Backlight is actually when it goes dark after 1 minute. Auto turning off and all the other craziness. Oh, file sorting mode. Okay, we have order number and order time. Okay, languages, advanced, information, version number 1. Okay, so we have internal memory of 12 gigabytes. ZVCOM. I have no idea what this is. Formatting in the internal memory, don't do that. Reset settings, and that's it. Calculator, browse is actually just browsing through the system files. Ebook, calendar, yeah, there is so many weird stuff in here that makes no sense. Recording, we can even listen to some music if you want to, and then of course watch a video on this thing. I have no idea what is on here, so let's see. Okay. So that's one of the things they can do, and watch a pretty picture or a naughty picture. Depends how much and how naughty you are. But let's get into the gameplay. Starting off with a very strange situation over here. And I mean, when you're looking at the thumbnails, I really hate these things. They make no sense. So we have the GBA game, 3D Arcade. And getting in the GBA, you can find all of the Game Boy. Like, there's nothing to do with Game Boy Advance. No, there's just Game Boy in general. But let's see the games. Recent run list, or like history, and having favorites, built-in games, and this is just one nightmare. We do have the option for search. So let's say if you're going to be searching for Sonic, you can just do it like that. And let's see how good it actually works. Okay, there we go. That was strange. And let's search. So that function seems to be working fine. We can make it favorite. So let's say I want to have A1. And let's go back. Favorite list. And we can make a favorite list. So that part seems to be working fine. But oh boy, this is just the same craziness that I've seen before. It's absolutely one nightmare of a list. There is no alphabetic order. Or at least there is no like Iridian order of what kind of platforms we're having. Oh, what a nightmare. Okay, but how about the menu itself? Pressing the escape button. So this is the same shit that we have seen before, and the reason I'm saying it's the same shit is because it's the same craziness. Screen size, yeah, already had been set to scale. It doesn't even work with all of the, let's say, overall, let's say, performance of the different emulators. So it's absolutely like, it's pointless. It's so freaking pointless. But you can just see that we do have some minor bars difference. So it does scale down, so that's great. But it's still very limited when it comes to the menu. But how is the emulation? Let's look into that. Okay, there's no audio delay. No, not at all. The analog stick is something I really need to get used to. You can just see that we do have a little bit of a travel that doesn't do anything. Okay. I can enjoy this. The 7-inch display is good enough to really enjoy these games. I can still remember the first generation that had such a horrible display that we cannot even look at it, or there's a weird like viewing angle. I think we do have some minor screen tearing going on, but emulation of the Game Boy Advance, no problem there. So far so good also when it comes to the aspect ratio. Emulation for the NES seems to be working fine with no weird shenanigans going on with the audio. No audio delay. Oh man, this is such a fun game. I have played this so much as a child. But navigating through the stage, man, with this I don't understand why they keep doing this. Like, man, at least improve that freaking D-pad. Alright, so that's kind of interesting that we do have this issue now. So, okay, so let's go to the setting, screen size. By the way, I have seen this before, and this is one of those crazy shenanigans they keep doing. Somehow there is always something they need to mess up, and with the aspect ratio option, that is one thing. Okay, so that took forever to boot up. I do have the idea that we have like an audio delay, but well, without an audio delay. So it was very difficult to see, but let's get into the gameplay. Let's see how the overall emulation of PlayStation 1 is. We do have this like stuttering music. So emulation of PlayStation, it's not great. It is maybe playable, especially when you're looking at maybe some two-dimensional games. That is possible, but no, it's not perfect emulation. That's quite a little bit disappointment. The main problem I'm having with these devices is that, in particular with this particular one, the software is a nightmare. And the reason why, if you're going to be setting the aspect ratio to widescreen again, everything is going to be set to widescreen. But let's get into the normal resolution, and this looks so much better. Alright, so the Game Boy seems to be working just fine. No shoulder buttons have been set to that. And the Super Nintendo part is completely messed up. Yeah, so that is absolutely in complete shenanigans going on again. No, this is not the way how you experience these old school games, and that's always like such a bummer. It's such an annoying thing. Getting into gameplay, it's going to be slightly better, but let's listen to the soundtrack. No, it's not going to be any better. But this is nothing new. I have seen it from the first generation of X80 devices, where we have those overall better performance when it comes to, let's say, some certain, let's say Game Boy Advance or another one. We do have actually improvements, but still we're having a lot of problems when it comes to certain games or systems like the Super Famicom. I don't know why. I don't know why they keep, like, say, messing that up. I do get this feeling that they really don't care about all of this. But also when it comes to the PlayStation part, it's going completely, it's not going to be working any soon when it comes to, they say, the aspect ratio. One of the cool games, Tank Racer. I just want to try a different game just to see if there's going to be an overall better emulation performance. And we need to use the memory card. No memory card existed. This is a game I've played so much on the PlayStation demo and also on the PC later on. But you can already hear in the audio itself that we did have a lot of issues going on. But let's play. Okay, so the analog stick is completely unplayable. Oh! Okay, the button seems to be mapped correctly. Okay, so, oh, there we go. So where it's not perfect emulation, some of the games are playable. So I'm quite surprised to see that it's going to be a hit or miss when it comes to PlayStation 1. So one of the cool features is that we're actually having the option for an HDMI out, something we didn't see before. So let's see how it works. Can we just plug it in and just actually play? Or do we need to do a restart or anything else? Nope, it automatically goes into, let's say, the HDMI, and we can just play through the monitor itself. That is great. Alright, so that seems to be working just fine when it comes to this. The only thing I'm missing with this, normally we're having 8 buttons, and that is for rotating the turret on top of the tank. So when it comes to certain games, this is playable. Also when it comes to the controls and emulation wise, but take consideration that we do need some extra buttons with some games.